Okay, this is going to be kind of a midstream little grind session here. I'm probably going to be doing some work towards getting tomes. We're not going to really be doing too much leveling, I should say. We are going to get levels, but it's going to be basically like one level and then pinning, and that's going to be about it. So we're just going to jump on in here, and yeah, this isn't going to be super long. I'm probably going to go for like, I don't know, maybe like 45 minutes, but we'll see. So I did take some notes between last stream and I don't want to call this an episode, but between this little filler bit here, basically telling us the stats we need. Like, for example, Dave, he needs a dex of 14 to be able to equip all of his armor that he has stuffed in the bank. He needs an intelligence of 10 and a wisdom of 10 to equip the amulet of ultravision, and that'll also get him tomes. The big one's actually going to be Twig, his constitution. He needs a constitution of 11 for Seeker Guild membership, which is going to become very important. And then the secondary one is going to be both Robe and Silvertree. Robe and Silvertree, they need to crank their constitutions for spells, specifically resistances. Robe needs to get his constitution up to a 13, and that'll let him cast Resist Draining and Resist Stoning. Silvertree can cast them as well, and she only actually needs a constitution of 12, but the problem is that if she's going to be casting our resistance spells, they cost 20 spell points a pop, whereas with Robe, his resistance spell points cost like 5 or 8, I think, for stoning. Yeah, so it's going to be much more viable in that. I think I'm probably going to work up Robe's constitution, but I think for progression, we're going to want to do Robe's constitution first. He needs 6 points, which is 2 tomes, 2 potions. And then we'll do Twig. We'll focus on Twigs. And then any dexterity basically is going to Dave, and intelligence will be going to Dave, wisdom to Dave. So yeah, we're mostly going to be just trolling around on probably levels 1 and 2, which is why I'm doing this off stream, because this is going to be very boring. I need to turn down the volume just a little bit and also make sure my headphone volume is at a reasonable level so I'm not deafening myself. Okay, let's putter about here. This shouldn't be too terrible. An iron dagger, Wulad. And we're also, one of the other big things we're gonna need is, as we get down levels, I wanna say it's level 5 of the dungeon. It's either, I think it's level 5, it's level 5 or 6 when we start bumping into enemies with weapon immunity. And if we can get steel weapons, that'll let us go until like, I don't know, level 7 or something. Hey, a tome, our first one. I don't know if it actually tells us, does it tell us what level? If we look at these in the guilds, we can probably see what levels they are, and the way you can determine how deep a weapon is effective is it's the level of the dungeon that it's found on plus level of the dungeon times 2 plus 1. So an item found on level 2 is good up until level 5. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So that iron shod staff that we found and sold, that's actually like a decent weapon for progression for people that may want to use it. But at the time, I would have rather just had the cash. One of these days, I'll get a Warhammer. I would love to get a Warhammer before we've gotten past the parts of the dungeon where they're useful, because I think Warhammers stop being useful at like level 5 or 6. So, some plate armor. This is probably just like bronze. Oh, it's Ulsic, it's cursed, nice. Tome of Learning, that's exciting. Oh, and I did look on the wiki. The tomes and potions that things drop actually are based on the creature types. So thiefy type things drop dexterity, casters drop, intelligence and wisdom and stuff. So that's good to know. It's not really something that I think we can target farm as a rule, because the levels in this aren't like they are in Demise, where they're They have kind of super distinct areas. There are areas of the dungeon in this that are sites, but there aren't too many of them compared to what you've got in Demise. So we're basically just going to be doing this for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. Nothing too intensive, certainly nothing that I'm going to, like, be in any danger of, really, unless I do something really stupid, like fall down a chute to level 5 or something. Okay, this stuff hasn't respawned from the last time we played. The reason some stuff hasn't respawned, even though it's been, at the time of this recording, 2 days, I think, since I played, is because the game doesn't actually... It tracks time, like the time of day, your hours, but it does not track what day it was last played on. So if you last played on 10 p.m. on a Friday night, and the next time you played was 2 years later, but it was also at 10 p.m., the game would be like, oh, you like literally just stopped playing, you know, minutes ago. So that's okay. On these higher levels, mobs respawn fast enough that it doesn't really matter. Even on lower levels, there's respawn times, but it's not too horribly insane. Oh, I got some crystals of healing. That's a good get. And a tome. Tome of leadership, charisma. That is Robe, actually. He needs charisma. I thought it was just con, but he actually needs charisma of 13. What's his constitution? Oh god. Charisma of 5. Oh man, he needs a lot more help than I thought he did. That makes me mildly sad, but that's okay. We'll get there. It'll be less painful now that tomes are 3 points a pop and potions are 3 points a pop, and we do have money, so we can afford to kind of swap alignments on things. Now let's fight a Boleth. No problem. The shield and some suede leather armor. What is this shield? Probably cursed? Oh, it's an iron shield. Ooh. Might want to hold on to that for Dave. Gonna be a while before he can use it, but it's okay. A potion, most likely not a stat potion. I wish I could have the game default to just giving items to Robe. Did it? No, it didn't do it. Give it to Robe, please. Yeah, dragon water, nothing too interesting. That's okay. That's the kind of convenient stuff that Cut Crawler is going to have. You're not gonna have to pass items around. It's like when it comes, once I finally get needing to identify items put into the game, it'll just use the highest like lore skill or whatever I end up calling it of your entire party. It'll be the same with like chests. You won't have to select your thief to pick a lock on a chest with them. It'll just use the highest thieving skill in the party. Because, you know, it's just easier that way. Could be a problem though if I have, it could be an issue if for whatever reason you had multiple thieves in the party and you wanted to level them by having them disarm traps on chests. You would probably want to be able to select the trap disarmer in that case so that you could have your weaker thief do it so they could get, you know, freebie XP. But no, that's just silly. If you're doing that kind of stuff, you're probably gonna either just be running that character around in the dungeon, or they'll just be leeching XP and you'll like be playing with XP share on or whatever. I don't know, that seems a little unnecessary. I just realized the front row's pinned and the back row's ready to level. Like I said, they're going to gain XP until they're pinned, and anything past that is just gonna be wasted for this session. This is not a leveling session. We are just incidentally gaining levels. Because otherwise, realistically, we'd probably leveled like 10 times by the time we found everything. It feels so good being able to pop locks on chests now. Seeing that magically locked and just, you know, not giving a shit. So satisfying. The feeling of progression. I also found out one of the reasons that I want to get Twig into the Seeker Guild is levitation. not only does it let you, for the most part, ignore pits, it has a small chance to fail when you move over them because fuck you, that's why. But it also lets you ignore chutes when you walk over them, which, like, holy shit, that's a big deal. So what we're probably gonna do is clear this level. I'm going to dip down onto level 2. We'll get back to the entrance on level 1. Or the entrance to level 1. And then go to town ID shit. Although I suppose, like, we're already here. How are we looking? We're not too beat up. That's anti-magic. Why can't I heal? Oh, she's an idiot trying to cast poison. Get Dave back up. Get Rogue back up. There. So with this we can keep going. And I want to say it's level 4 where we start getting the full complement of dungeon traps as well. Because a lot of the traps that we see on chests, like teleporters and stuff, don't actually exist on the levels that we're on. It's just misidentifying the traps. But with level 4, that's when I think you can hit everything. So that we'll have to worry about. We'll have to worry about teleport traps, which will, of course, splatter your entire party all over the dungeon. Fear traps, withering. Withering ages your characters, but it's only like 4 weeks. It's nothing too crazy. Fear, which I don't think fear will affect us at all. If I recall correctly, all fear does is makes your minions run away, and we don't use minions. And I also think it's only the thief's minions. It's whoever's picking the lock, and Twig is never gonna have minions, so fear is kind of a non-issue trap. Past that, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm sure there are higher level traps than that, but I have no idea what they would be. Oh, another Slaver's Whip. Hell yeah. That's worth good money. Okay. Let's see. This is not going to get me back where I want to be. So is there another layer on this level? No. I have notes now. In addition to like what I need to do for my characters, I have notes for what layers are on what levels. So like level 1 has the Twisted Dwarf and Aboleth layer. Level 2 has Slavers. Level 3 has the goblins on it, which is tempting purely because it's worth so much money. But Silver Tree, why are you not death magicking poison? You silly. Oh, it's an anti-magic area. No, she's just being weird. Silver Tree, what are you doing? Let me have a look, see at you real quick. What are you doing? No, you're casting poison. You're just being weird about it for whatever reason. I have no idea. And while I'd like to say that a lot of this knowledge that I am dropping about how like mechanics and stuff work is just things that I remember, no. The Mordor wiki at dejanol.com, they have like a little spoilery section, and that tells you like what kind of bullshit you should expect on like basically every level. But more importantly, they have sections on game mechanics, like how things work, to the point of having like formulas and shit for stuff. I haven't gone that deep into it. The only formula I looked at was the one for what levels weapons are effective at, because I don't want to be like, oh, this is a really cool weapon, and then realize, you know, it was a complete waste of time. All right, we got stuff here. Ulsic plate, vendor trash. I also need to. Well, let's not pool money yet. Let's see what we got here. Tome of Learning, good aligned. Is that intelligence? I think that's intelligence, isn't it? Yeah. See, Robe doesn't really need intelligence, though. That's the thing. I mean, I'm gonna hold on to it, but he doesn't need it. I mean, it'll help. He can use it because it'll give him spell points, but it's not amazing. At least not for him. Okay, padded leather, his vendor. Crystals of healing. These cast heal, right? No, these are the wimpy ones. Okay, those can go. All right, this is charisma. Evil aligned, that's a shame. Suede leather we're selling. Iron shield? Ah, it's a shame that's not good aligned. If it were good aligned, I'd probably pass it to Dave and have him hold on to it. I think we have a neutral one. I'm just gonna... Is this gonna be worth identifying? Does that be 2.2? Not enough gold. Oh, the hellies. I'm like so close. All right, fine. We'll be back. We got good returns on tomes. Dexterity? I mean, Dave needs this, but it's good aligned first of all, but more importantly, he can't read, so. Let's roll a kanji. Tome of Might. Does anybody need strength? No. Strength is just kind of a freebie goodie. Neutral, that's probably going to Twig. Iron bracers, neutral. Can Twig use those? Yes, Twig's actually probably going to get those. As per protocol, Twig is coming out ahead here because Twig always wins. Is this gonna be neutral too? Fucking game, I swear to God. Blowing rock. Alright. This Slaver's Whip here. I'll give it to Dave and he can ID it because he's got 7 million gold pieces. Alright, needs to be worth 2.2. Yeah, okay, so Slaver's Whip not worth identifying. He lost money identifying that. Okay. Yeah, so we've got an intelligence tome, 6 points of strength, and iron bracers. All right, Twig, you're gonna be getting swole here. Does Silver Tree need strength for anything? I might actually give Silver Tree strength. Let me check something. Where's that Iron Shot staff? 14 strength. She has an 8. 6 points would put her at 14. I'm actually going to give that to Silverleaf because Twig already has a steel dagger, which will carry him for, I don't know, another fucking 6 levels of the dungeon or whatever. But an Iron Shot staff is actually an upgrade for Silverleaf, or Silver Tree rather. The only downside is it costs 5.5 million gold pieces. And I don't think she's high enough level to use it. No, she's not high enough level to use it. So this is a future investment for her. But once we get there, 6.3 1.4 versus 3.01. That is a substantial upgrade for her. The ideal weapon for her, I want to say, is like a cross, like a silver cross. I don't know that we've seen any of those yet. We may have, and I may have vendored it because I'm stupid too. That wouldn't surprise me. No. At least not up there. No. I also just realized they have a fucking Dagger of Stealth. This thing's good because it has 2 swings. It's a low level dungeon weapon. Like, we wouldn't want to take it past like level 4 or whatever. But 2 swings with a 6.3 1.3 multiplier. This is actually a really good weapon. I would almost get this for Dave, except I don't think he's dexterous enough to use it. No, 1 point shy. I should have gotten it for Twig, but honestly, it probably wasn't worth what they were asking for it. Okay, bank. Everybody deposit your monies into the dungeon. We came out more or less even on currency because Rove went in with about 1 million gold and he's still got about 1 million gold. So that's something. All right, Tome of Learning. Get that intelligence up to a 22. I don't know where he actually caps. Race stat. Elf, so he's at a 20, so he'll cap at a 30. Once he's at a 30 intelligence, he won't be able to go any higher. But Dave, his strength's going to be able to go up to a 35, which is just going to be absolutely asinine. And let's see, Goldleaf, it looks like, is going to be at a 28, 27 for her casting. So she's never going to have as much mana as Robe does, but that's okay. Oh, that's strength. There we go. So now she's swole for if she ever has to fight with a weapon. I don't know how much it'll affect her right now, but it might be worth something down the line. Oh, did this stuff respawn? I dare say it may have. It did. Hell yeah. Dex potion. Ah, it's a potion, but not the one I wanted. Outcast goblins. Disappointing. Okay, I mean, if stuff's respawned, we might as well just mow through this again. Like I said, this isn't going to be a particularly interesting little thing, which is, again, why I'm doing it between streams, because I figure most people are going to want to skip this, because it's literally just going to be us running around trying to get drops that aren't guaranteed, in the vain hope that, you know, we acquire what we're looking for. Still wouldn't mind a thief sword. I don't know if the steel dagger might actually be better than the thief sword now. I don't know. Yeah, another amulet of ultravision, a tome of leadership. I don't know where I picked that up. What is this potion? Potion of flight. I think that's just levitation. And an iron sword. A scroll. And also a potion, apparently. It's always weird when you get 2 drops, because I think it's just the audio stuttering, but no, you're actually getting 2 things when you hear that twice. Alright. I'm curious if this whole thing is respawned. Like, is the Aboleth room full again? There's also like this little room that has like fairy dragons in it or whatever. This little 1x2 room here. The dragon spawns are good because they're worth a lot of money, which is one of the reasons why on level 4 you start having less issues with money, because there are dragon spawns on that level and they tend to be worth. Hey, another potion of youth. That's the second one so far. That's exciting. Potions of youth are another item that I think I might mod, because right now they reduce your age by 1 year. I might have it reduce your age by like 10 years or something, because it's easier to do that than, you know, go into cheat engine and modify my character stats or whatever. I don't know. So right now, I mean, we're in what, our 20s by the look of things? Depending on how many times we've died and how many homes we've chewed on, it's not terrible. I don't think we're yet at the point where I have to start worrying about ages. I think we're probably a pretty good way. I'm not gonna start worrying about it until people are like in their 50s. Pseudo dragon, yeah, like see, there we go. One pseudo dragon was worth 20,000 gold. Now imagine fighting like 10 of those at once, or just fighting them regularly. Okay. I don't necessarily know that I'm gonna go through the big water area. And this trip was a little bit less lucrative than last one, sadly. That's okay, but dang it. Alright, let's just go down to level 2. I'm so tempted to go for those goblins, but it's such a waste of experience points. That's the thing, is the Goblin King specifically can drop some really good gear, but I don't think it's worth it. Also, I don't think Robe has enough spell points to cast his Mega Death spell, does he? Oh, it's only 104. Okay, he does. I did not mean to do that. Shrink my minimap. That's tempting. I mean, what could it hurt, right? How bad could it be? Just taking it slow, taking it easy. Home, always a good get. Alright, and then it's through here. Oh, have they not respawned? Ah, they haven't respawned yet. That's a shame. Okay. As you can see, though, that the lower levels take longer to respawn than the higher level ones do. Layers apparently also take longer because, like, this is respawned. Although this hasn't, so... I don't know. Dang it. I tried. Okay. Is all this respawned? Shimmering ring. I should be seeing about getting those on like everybody, because it's just a free defense bonus. Another one, Jesus. Ooh. That could have been bad. Could have lost items there. Slime spitting on us. No, Silver Tree's pinned. Everybody's ready. Iron Mace. Oh, yes. Nice, good money and some gauntlets. What do? I don't know. But I'm sure we will find out in good time. I've got to get... There's this program for doing macros. I'm gonna need it, not yet, but once I have to start casting buffs. There's this program called Tiny Task, and you can use it for recording macros of you doing things, and that's how I'm going to handle auto buffing my party in this so that I don't have to go through it manually every time, because it's a pain in the ass. Because our spells are single target, and it will drive me slowly mad to have to individually buff all of my characters every time we come and go from the dungeon, because I'm in and out like fucking crazy. So yeah, got that to look forward to. Ideally it'll work, given that this is running in a virtual machine. I don't know how that'll affect things, if it will at all. Fallen into a pit. I didn't even see that. I thought that was an anti-magic square because I'm tired and stupid. Ignore me. We're okay. I'm very comfortable on level 2. There's really nothing on this level that I'm actually worried about. Level 3 has the drainers. Those are just fucking terrible. Okay, so here's a pit. Yeah. That's a lot of slavers. I would say good experience, but, well... Good money. That was 120,000 gold pieces and change. I'm gonna need to heal us after we're done clearing this out. Hey, pseudo dragon, nice. Give me a bone dagger. Well, that's another couple 100,000. Okay. Before we do this, just spamming the heals. Yeah, that was pretty tame. Armor. It's always a ton of fun though, like just waddling back to town with your inventory is just packed with garbage to sell. I'm sure we'll eventually hit a point where it's obnoxious because we're going to be finding things that are just functionally worthless, but at this stage of the game, it feels pretty good. Okay, that's anti-magic. Okay, we'll take the way around that doesn't involve us falling into a pit. Okay, and nope. These big groups of slaves and slavers. Give me that currency. 80k gold? Sure. Even Twig's getting to the point where he can identify stuff, which is kind of nice. It also tells me, like, if he picks something up and he can't identify it, it's probably worth money. We'll eventually hit a point in the dungeon where we won't be able to identify items past a certain stage. Like, I think it's past its base type stage. So, like, we have a potion of Nasamu. That's, like, the specific item type. It's a stage before that where we just, like, it's a potion. And that's how we'll know later in that if we find something and we can't identify it, it's a high-level item. Because high-level items can't be identified. And that'll help us probably kind of sort through all of the chaff that we get wandering around. I think both the Boots of Lethargy and the Gnarled Hands are cursed. So that'll be a little bit of money for our identification boy here. Alright, not the bank, the general store. Okay, starting at the top. Sell it. Amulet of Ultravision. Sell it. Iron Bracers. I think those actually need to go to Dave. Potion of Flight. That's worth it. An Iron Sword. Worth it. Potion of Youth. It blows my mind how little these things are worth given what they do. Evil, it's vendor trash. Evil, it's vendor trash. That's a shame. Neutral. Vendor. Vendor. I'll just look at it. Stack of goodies. And what do these do? Resist draining. Ah, okay. I was gonna say, why are they worth so much money? Scroll of Norgus. Charm humanoid. Ah, Tome of Leadership. Charisma. This is going to be going to Robe. Oh, it's even good aligned. I was gonna say I was gonna realign it, but I guess I don't have to. Iron Gauntlets. Evil, sadly. Boots of Lethargy are cursed. I think the Gnarled Hands are. Yes. Another Tome of Leadership. Gonna roll good? No, you're evil. Oh, 3 million to realign it. Yeah. Do you guys just have any Tomes of Leadership? You do. How much do you want for a good Tome of Leadership? It is cheaper to just buy a good Tome of Leadership than to realign this. And I love that it's only 250,000 to sell it, because all of the ones that are in here are fucking evil. Bastards. Okay, he can afford it though. So that's 6 charisma. He needs a charisma of 13. I mean, that'd get him to an 11, which would be halfway to casting Resist Stoning. He needs a charisma of 10 for Resist Stoning and a charisma of 13 for Draining, but he also needs the Constitution as well. He needs a 12 con. Tome of Endurance. Yeah, we've only got the evil ones here. Do you have any potions of fitness by any chance? We do, and of course it's evil and 4 million gold pieces. Alright, he's got the money. on him specifically, so I'm gonna buy him that Tome of Leadership. There. Could you imagine though that, like, you know, I've been playing here for what, 35 minutes, just you know, easy moding my way through all of this shit. Oh, he has steel bracers, but he's gonna want the iron ones first. He's not gonna be able to use the other ones. So he like, we would have had 2, and instead we've got 6 stat points. God, playing this without having modded the tomes, I cannot. That is just so painful. So painful. And like, he's still not where he needs to be. He needs 2 more points of charisma. And then that says nothing of the Constitution, but he's getting there. He's getting there. And those spells, basically, once he can cast them going forward, I'm going to be casting them every time we enter the dungeon. Because from level basically 3 onward, we have to worry about draining. And level 4 onward, we have to worry about stoning. I think it's level 4. Is it level 4 or is it level 3? No, it's level 3. We have to worry about stoning too. So yeah, I'm not gonna play games with this. It's just too dangerous with as costly as losing stats are, just from a time perspective. I'm sure, you know, if I played this for 1,000 hours, I'd have tomes coming out my ears, but I do not have the time to live this game. I want to enjoy the time that I have with it instead of, you know, oh, I got into one bad fight, now I have to come to level 1 and grind for 40 hours. Because it's just terrible, man. Just terrible. It is chill, though. It's nice and relaxing. One day, we're gonna get that Warhammer as soon as we're comfortable on, like, level 7. But not until then. It's like the Thief Sword. We're not gonna see one until it's so far and away useless. I really do think that Steel Dagger that we found is probably better than the Thief Sword. I think it'll last longer, at the very least. Like, be a useful item. Dust of Healing, that's a good get. Always happy to have some free, like, good heal spells. The crystals... If the Crystals of Healing dropped in this like they do in Demise, I would use them. Because I want to say Crystals of Healing and Dust of Healing function the same in both games. And in Demise, Crystals of Healing are just freaking everywhere. Like, you can be running around with, like, stacks of hundreds of them with no effort. And, you know, sure, you know, I would run around with hundreds of those things in this if, you know, they weren't so rare. Because, I mean, in all the time playing, we've seen, like, what, maybe less than 100 of the things, so... I like getting items and, you know, being able to hoard things, and it feels good, but when it comes to consumables and stuff, if I'm going to actually be using them, they need to be more common than that. Unless it's like something really powerful. Like, you know, the stat tomes and stuff. Now, with the changes I've made, the stat tomes don't feel bad. Potions of Youth and stuff don't feel bad. Oh, another tome. What do we got? What do we got? Tome of Learning Intelligence. Intelligence is nice, but the character that needs it needs a potion. A sword. Iron Sword. Every time I pick up an Iron Sword, it makes me think of Wizards and Warriors 2 and how bad that game is. I shouldn't say it's bad. The final boss is just trash. Like, really rough. Another artifact. Is this the Bells of Qualish? Key of Opening, okay. I would have liked the Bells of Qualish because they sell for, you know, like 4 million gold, but that's okay. Key of Opening is also worth, I think, a little. Scroll. We have a chest, maybe something good? Nothing. I don't know if the Aboleth actually has any unique drops to it. I know there are some monsters later on, like the dwarf. The Dwarf Lord has some unique drops. There's this elf you can fight that has remember what it drops. It's something that like charms things. That's pretty good. If you have somebody that uses companions in your party. And then I know that the Goblin Lord drops a pair of bracers that are pretty good. I think the Goblin Shamans are supposed to drop something good as well, but I don't remember what it is. I know I read it on the wiki that they dropped something, but I don't know what it was. Hey, Twisted Dwarves. I'll take it. I'll happily take any random fight with Twisted Dwarves. More Twisted Dwarves. Sure. I'm just looking for chests. I was gonna say, yeah, because chests are stats. More fucking decks. These I need to start hoarding these tomes for once Dave has the intelligence to use them, because as a fighter, he actually wants a really high strength and a really high dex. That's what he needs to equip gear. Same with Twig, but Twig is pretty well set for the time being. I mean, Constitution's good for everybody, but right now it's more important for Robe if it's good aligned, and for Twig if it's neutral. Because getting Twig into Seeker is very, very important. Just for the ability to figure out where we are, detect horrors, levitation magic, as well as teleportation magic and stuff. It'll suck that his spell points are going to then be split between popping locks and you know, dungeon navigation stuff, but my hope is that the levitation spell's pretty cheap once he's, you know, high enough level to actually cast it. He should level really quickly. What I'll probably do once he swaps guilds is not come out solo with him, but just have everybody defend, and he can just absolutely murder everything and just gain shitloads of experience. Bracers, probably just bronze or he can't identify them, so they're either iron or cursed. We're drowning. Here we go. New Genna gloves. That's another thing I need to start seeing if people can equip. Another iron sword. Iron dagger. Potion. Unidentified might be something worthwhile. Potion of sight. Damn it. One day. One day. We need that potion of learning so fucking bad. Another potion, but it's on Dave, so it's probably like a potion of healing or something. Alright, let's see, we've been going, maybe we'll just go for a solid hour. It seems reasonable enough. Time does fly when you're just kind of grinding. It's nice, just kind of zone out and get stats. And then I'll probably stream more of this tomorrow, and realistically there's going to be more grinding. But, I don't want to do any of it in my off time. It's one of those things where I want to show all of the game, not just the fun parts. Although I do have to say that it is much, much better with that rebalance mod. Just the progression feels so much better. Okay, we're not going to deal with that water area because it's a pain in the ass. Like, that water area is just too big. It's too fussy to wander through all of it. wonder if chests can be magically locked in anti-magic areas. You literally wouldn't be able to open them, I don't think. I think they can be, but I'm not sure. Melee's just mowing through stuff with their multiple attacks. Okay, so ants aren't worth fighting for us at this point because they don't drop gold. So from now on, ant encounters we can just mosey on past because they seem to mostly be non-hostile. Same with these gremlins. I'm killing the gremlins though because they drop a bunch of money. Yeah, 120,000 gold. I know they steal from you, but at this point they seem to be stupid enough that they just kind of let us murder them with abandon. Potion of flight, woo lad. I don't actually know what a blackout potion does, or trap does. A mace. Wow, this is a skimpy encounter. Is it gonna be too much then? Yeah. Another Slaver's Whip though. And now we know we don't have to identify it because it's a waste of money to do so. What do we got? Oh, those are bronze bracers and Twig couldn't identify them. That's pretty painful. Scroll. Ooh, another scroll of spells. Hell yeah. Maybe it won't be evil this time. Boots of Swiftness, also good. Just an iron mace. Let's see, what is this potion? Flight again. Just maximum sadness. And then our general unaligned iron equipment. Get some healing thrown around here really quick. Just mostly for the back row. I'm not too worried about Twig and Dave because their defenses are both pretty high. But the back row, anything looks at them and they're taking damage basically. Okay, this is the, alright, this isn't bad. So this is the room that we bumped into that Drainer in last time. The reason that we bumped into it on this level is a 3rd level enemy is this is a stud room. And stud rooms pull from things a level higher. And it would be so easy to leave this level if we could just phase through walls. Once we're able to do that, a lot of shortcuts are going to be available to us for quickly coming and going from the dungeon. And that's to say nothing of once we can actually teleport, just zip around levels to exits instead of having to walk all the way. Though as we get deeper, we will start bumping into a lot of solid rock. And if I teleport us into that, this playthrough's done because I'm not going to level another fucking party. Okay, let us ID. What do we got? Tome of Learning. This is intelligence. This is the bank. What am I doing? Oh, the general store, you fool. Tome of Learning. Too expensive to identify. Iron Sword. I'm just gonna... This probably isn't worth IDing, is it? It's not worth IDing. Right, Key of Opening. That was worth it. Stat Tomes. Added Leather. Worth it. Gamma Gloves, worth it. Potion of Sight, worth it. Most stuff is worth IDing, especially things that cast spells. Okay, the Slaver's Whip is not, so we'll just vendor it. 900k. Not bad. Bronze Bracers, I'm just going to sell because I don't care. Added Armor. Scroll of Spells, give me something good. Ah, it's evil again. If only we had somebody that was evil. Also evil. I don't think good characters can adventure with evil ones. So, I'm not gonna bother like having somebody else floating around just to equip these things. Alright, Dust of Healing. Dust of Healing is a good get. 5 uses? Yeah, okay, fine. It saved my ass before. Alright, we got 3 tomes. What do we got? Charisma would be grand. And it is learning, intelligence, neutral. Realistically, Dave, once he can read. Well, no, well, yeah, because like that's Amulet of Ultravision and stuff, but at the same time, I'm going to give this to Silvertree because she can immediately benefit from spell points. Move agility, neutral. And we'll just give this to Twig. Alright, so we got some stat buffs. Everybody can deposit their money. Get a dungeon. Oh, I gotta combine those at some point. 22 dex. That's helping his attack. I think I earlier said that it was 3 points of attack and defense for strength and dex or whatever it is. I think it's 2 in reality. Alright, I think he needs 2 more points. Yes. So I'm gonna use 2 of these and we'll just sit on the last one and sell it if I had to guess. There. How much? I'm curious if I sell this, if I can buy it back with 3 charges. Like we could recycle fucking stat tomes. Let's see, leadership. Right, and it's good aligned, so sell it. No, it actually doesn't stock the thing. Okay, fair enough. I don't think that's unreasonable. It keeps you from cheesing. Alright, so now he has enough charisma to resist draining and resist stoning. Now it's just his constitution needs to get up to a 12. Which, realistically, it's going to be up to a 13, because I will give him the full points of that. It doesn't do anything, I don't think, to have the added constitution after you've hit like your bonus hit point levels, which kind of feels like shit. Of lies. But what are you gonna do? I think there's a program you can download that'll fix your character's hit point totals for that, but that's a lot of work to run something like that in addition to the game, so I'll just suck it up that my characters are just gonna have less hit points. They already have less hit points because I didn't get them to like level 30 in Nomad. If I got everybody to level 30 in Nomad, my entire party would have like probably, I don't know, 150 to 180 hit points at the baseline, except for Dave. Warriors get better hit points than Nomads. They're the only class that does, so if you're going to be playing a fighter type, you want to level Warrior instead of Nomad, but otherwise you want to just level Nomad to 30 on everybody to kind of max out your HP, but that's silly and a pain in the ass, so I'm not going to do it. Our back row will be forever squishy, and I will be complaining about it until the end of time. Let's just step on this. Wow.
Hello there.
Oh. So this thing just said hello there. I believe it will join us. T? No, that's take. I don't know how to actually... Is it companions? No. Pick up? No. I don't know. I think, is it J? No? Oh. Oh, I just realized. Oh, is the hello there because my entire party's in here? No, it's just Dave and Silvertree. Uh-oh. I've erred. I didn't realize that was a portal that spread your entire party all over the place. Oh, it's convenient that Dave and Silvertree are together already. Alright, Dave, open the chest. There's nothing terrible. So where are the other two? Who knows? I mean, one of them's probably in here. No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They could be anywhere. I'm not too worried about just running around and murdering things. The only downside is I have to retrace all of my steps. Because these guys could be anywhere on this level. That's okay, we're going to be running around anyways. The only thing that's different is that I don't have twig popping chests. Wonder if enemy sounds would overwrite the hello there when there's a party member in the room. Mild worry. Again, it's nothing to worry about because so these are probably like disciples or something. The other two are more than capable of handling themselves on this level. Even Robe will just eradicate everything before it has a chance to do anything. Hey, Tome. Maybe it's our third Tome of Lies. So slime, I believe, destroys your gear? Can I check these? What about this one? Where are these chuckle fucks hiding? We've explored the majority of this level except for that windy bullshit in the northwest. And if they're up there, they're on their own. Somebody else is in the room. No. It's this. No, this one. Twig. Just Twig though. Okay. Hey, that's our trap springer at least. NESC invisible. I just saw somebody else is in the room down there on the bottom. I was like, ah, we found the other one. Rove's probably like drowning somewhere or something. He'd be the one that would teleport into a pit and die. Hey, Slave Masher. Rare fight for this level. Oh, I'm glad we found Twig. When it's the enemy casters like that, those are the ones that are normally invisible. I'm always hopeful that they're gonna drop a tome. That's a casting stat tome. Ah, here we go, we found him. Hello, Robe. Welcome back to the party. We're gonna finish this cycle and then probably head back to town. Okay, so now I know. Don't fuck with teleports. I was just stepping into it to get us elsewhere out of the level for additional exploration, but it instead split the party and I did the exploration manually. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. But now just imagine if that happened on like level 14. We'd be fucked. And that's why invisible teleporters are horseshit in games like this. Pioneered by wizardry. Okay. Have they respawned? No. Alright. I would have done another run to the Twisted Dwarves if they had. Okay, Dave. Brown Cloak. Oak Staff and a Tome. Of Insight, that's Wisdom. Which again, Dave. Oh, I'm gonna hold on to that if it's neutral. If it's not, it's probably going to... I might use 1 point of it on Silver Tree. Alright, vendor trash first. Sell the Tome of Lies. Sell the Tome of Lies. Tome of Insight. Neutral, hell yeah. Oak Staff is trash. Brown Cloak. 10 Strength, 10 Dex. Actually, he can equip that, I think. Oh, using too many. Oh, it's good. He's got the Robe of Insight. Silverleaf might be able to use it, though. We'll see. Sell that. Scroll of Katron. Sight. Ooh, 2 of them, nice. Multiple stacks are always a win. Alright, Tome of Insight. Silvertree's going to use one of these and then pass it to Dave for when he can read, and that'll get him to the 10 wisdom he needs for an Amulet of Ultravision. Alright, Brown Cloak. Can she equip it? Using too many... Oh, she has a Robe of... Wait, what? She has a Robe of Insight too? Oh shit, I had no idea I had 2 of those fucking things. Alright, I think these guys both have brown cloaks on them. Yeah. Cool. Good get. The vendor with you. I do you and sell you. Okay, and while I'm at it, because otherwise I'm gonna forget. Combine. Combine. There we go. 11 Dusts of Healing. That's pleasing. It's safety. Alright. Go ahead and use that once. So that's some extra spell points. And then give it to Dave. And that will eventually get him to the Wisdom of 10 that he needs. This Tome of Combat, I'm excited for this thing. Plus 3 to all physical stats, hell yes. Hell yes. Actually... No, but the... Ooh... Silvertree could actually read that. That would get her to the Constitution to be able to cast Resist Stoning. Because with a Con 12, she can cast Resist Stoning too, but like, fuck. It's so expensive. Because she's... The problem isn't that it costs 20 spell points. The problem is that this is a single target, if I recall correctly. This is not a party buff, I don't believe. Like, you cast it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's 20 spell points. That's not bad. She's got 185, but she has to cast it 4 times. And, like, so that's the thing, is because Resist Stoning is 35 and Resist Draining is 21. So that's, 56 spell points. She doesn't even have enough spell points to buff the full party. So it's not worth using it on her. It's just not, sadly. I mean, the added, strength and dexterity would help her in fighting, but she doesn't. It's kind of sad to me that defensively, Dave is one of the weakest in the party. He's well, no, I take that back. He's second, but Robe is only 2 points away from him. Gold Leaf is terrible, but yeah, we gotta get him some stats. He's got all of this good gear waiting for him. That's the thing, is like this is all huge upgrades, but he can't do anything with it because his dex is just 1 point shy, I think. Yeah, 1 point shy from iron and then 3 from steel. And we need to get him up to steel. We need to get him up to that 14 because steel is going to be what we need on the next level. But like right now, I don't even think he can use an iron shield. Yeah, 13th. God damn. Because yeah, eventually what we'll probably have him using is like a steel dagger and an iron shield. Because I just can't seem to find anything else. Although the Nugena gloves, I think he's probably got... Yeah, he has high enough stats he could actually equip the Nugena gloves. So a good Twig, I think he might have... Yeah, Twig already has them. You know what, here, we'll buy a pair of these for Dave. Finally getting him that glove upgrade. The ideal is the gloves of strength, but the stat requirements are, I think, yeah, he's again a point of dex shy on those. And now he's got the levels for them. They're pricey, and it's really only a point of strength, but that'll be an eventual upgrade path. We could give him the gauntlets instead. I think that's 3-3 instead of 6-0. But I would well... So attack is bugged in this. The attack normally determines your character's ability to hit things, but enemy defense scores are bugged. You always hit enemies, so attack really doesn't matter in this. Defense is more important. So yeah, the Nugena gauntlets would have been better for him just for the couple points of defense on him. But still, I'm not too worried about it. Man, That low dex, that is a curse. I should have thought about that. I had forgotten that dex was as important for fighters as it was. Regardless, I'm rambling. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So as per usual, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time, even though we were just kind of grinding around. And I will see you guys in the next stream.